everybody. We are the Hurleys, Andy and Sarah, and we just got back from Tromsø, Norway. What do you think made us think to go to Tromsø, Norway?
Well, I picked it and surprised you with it.
Oh, that's right. It was my birthday pick.
Yeah, so we picked Tromsø because we went to Iceland last year. We didn't see the Northern Lights. And then we were researching places like, what is the top place? Like, you are guaranteed to see the Northern Lights. Yeah. And Tromsø was one of them. So we said, let's go. There's not a whole lot to do. Actually, there was quite a lot to do. But it's within the Arctic Circle. And yeah, you're almost guaranteed to see the Northern Lights. And we did, which we'll, of course, talk about. So it was a trip worthwhile.
And you think, it must be crazy, right? Because a lot of people go to the beach during wintertime. No, we go to the Arctic Circle in January. I mean, who knows? Who knows these things? I want to talk about our Airbnb that we stayed at real quick. It was this farmhouse right in this middle of this fjord, which is, what's a fjord again?
It's an inlet. It's not we thought it was
just a lake with mountains.
Ignorantly thought it was a lake, but it's an inlet caused by a glacier. Mm-hmm. That's why the top of Norway has so many inlets, and that's why getting around in Norway takes forever because you literally have to go like, how many, it was a good 30 minutes where we could see across the fjord where we had just came from, but you had to go around.
Yeah.
Took us an hour to get groceries one way. So yeah, but it was out in the middle of nowhere. It was absolutely beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It was a little cold. They don't have central
heating.
It's like wall and space heaters.
Yes.
But they have heated floors.
Heated floors. That was
which
key.
Was amazing.
that was perfect, especially getting out of the shower.
Heated tile floors. Yes, I wanted to sleep on the bathroom floor.
Yeah. So the first day we got in, it was a great trip. It was fine. Got our car, which driving a car is pretty fun now because we don't have a car here in London, but just driving it is pretty fun. But we woke up the next day, woke up around 8 or 9. The sun wasn't even out yet. The sun rose at 10:45 a.m.
And went down at 1:45.
Every day we were there. So, we're sitting there right after lunch.
Well, it was just over the 24 hours of darkness. So from like mid-December to mid-January, it's complete total darkness during the day. So we were just, I think a couple weeks after, they'd just gotten some light peeking through. So, I mean, when we say it got dark, it was like an eerie kind of dusk until like true dark in the evening. Mm-hmm. So it's not like you couldn't do anything.
But yeah, I mean, we woke up, we were getting geared up to go into the actual town of Tromsø, and we went to leave, and then out of nowhere, like a ninja, the owner of this Airbnb comes up and tells us, we told Sarah.
He looked, no joke, remember he had this long gray beard, and he had on overalls, snow overalls on. And I kid you not, I thought it was the old man from Home Alone. It was a spitting image, and he appeared out of nowhere, and he didn't speak English. Well, very, very broken English.
Very broken English. But essentially he told us we could not go anywhere because we were snowed in. The driveway was
and they don't have snowplows in Norway, well, at least up in the north. They all have diggers, legit, and all the yards are like construction diggers because the snow is so hard because of the freezing temperatures. So he literally had to dig us out, and it took him a long time to do so. Twice he had to dig us out.
So that was in the morning, and he told us we won't be able to leave till 4 p.m. So we're like, all right, great, our day's shot. What are we going to do? And luckily, we stopped on the way in to grab a bunch of food just to have for the week, to cook breakfast and stuff.
Which was an adventure because the kids were screaming in the car after a long day of travel. Yeah. I go into the grocery store alone so we don't have to get the kids out. I can't understand what anything is. Remember, I got milk that wasn't milk. It was like milk alternative, which actually tasted decent. Still don't know what it was. Mm-hmm. But couldn't read anything. Nothing was in English. So just grabbed a giant cart of like frozen pizzas. Can't go wrong with that.
Just a bunch of food. But we knocked out all of our wine the first night we were there. And so we didn't have anything to drink.
So those of you that travel to Norway, you cannot get wine and liquor. Anything over 4.5%. So you can get beer at the grocery store, but nothing else. So wine and any hard alcohol has to be gotten at some like a state liquor store, but the hours are ridiculous. They close at like 6 p.m. and they're not open on Sundays.
Yep.
So we didn't have
no alcohol
wine.
on Sundays at all. You can't drink any alcohol.
Snowed
or buy any
in,
alcohol
2
on
toddlers,
Sundays.
no alcohol.
Yeah, but
tough.
to be honest, it was fun. I mean, to be snowed in with nothing to do.
And the Airbnb was a farm, and so there were farm animals. There were horses. Actually, we didn't see any other animals, just the horses.
Just
so
horses
like
will roam
they looked
around.
like the Icelandic horses, like long, furry, and they were like not horse size, but like larger pony size.
Yeah.
The one ate Nora's mitten.
Yeah,
off her
Nora was
hand.
petting the horse, and it just took her mitten right off. So we got some time to walk around the place, put our snowsuits on, play in the snow. We'd walk down to this dock, and it had this big lighthouse. So the kids were obsessed with the lighthouse, walking around. So that was nice, just to really kind of have a chill day with family inside the house.
It was silent.
It was. You could hear the water moving in the fjord.
In
the fjord, it was crazy.
Absolutely silent. It was exactly what we needed.
It was a good time to get the drone out, but the drone battery froze, which was very scary. And then it was so cold that the iPhone hooks up to the controller, so you can get a bigger view when you're controlling the drone. And it was so cold the phone died as well. So luckily the controller and the drone were still connected. I just hit the home button and it kind of just flowed right back to me.
So we were starving for like not frozen food.
Oh yeah.
So we just looked at what's like the closest restaurant, and there was this restaurant at this hotel. It was an hour drive in the other direction of Tromsø, which was fine. So we went an hour, and the main course was reindeer. And it was delicious.
Right.
But we went
so
into
good.
like this hotel restaurant. I swear it was all local people. Everybody knew everybody, and everybody was talking to everybody.
Yeah.
So we just kind of sat down, had no idea what we were doing, and ordered reindeer, and it was delicious.
Yeah,
It was
luckily
like
they had
reindeer
English.
Stroganoff.
Yeah, they had English underneath the whole menu, so you could kind of tell what things were. Then, ironically enough, the next day we went to a reindeer experience at the Arctic Reindeer Experience. So not only we eat reindeer, we hung out with them the next day and rode them and all that fun stuff. I want to talk about our little Nora.
At the reindeer experience?
Just the whole day, the whole trip for her was just bad.
Okay, well, we don't have a car here, and Nora gets travel sick, so she's not used to being in a car. Every time we ride a bus or in a car, she throws up. It's inevitable.
No fail.
I feel terrible for her.
She's fantastic on
planes. She feels better after
She's
it.
great on trains and buses. Or I'm sorry, trains and planes. She's fantastic. But
so she did throw up in the car. So we meet in Tromsø in the city to go to this reindeer experience. The kids are all bundled up. It was Fahrenheit, what was it, 15 degrees or something? So you're in the Arctic. It wasn't that bad. It was no colder than, honestly, Ohio.
Yeah.
But they were all bundled up. It took us forever to bundle them up. We get on the bus, and the whole bus was waiting on us because they didn't have enough car seats. And by law, on a bus, like a big coach bus, they have to have car seats. So anyways, I put Nora in. 5 minutes into the 20 minutes to the reindeer thing, she just projectile vomits.
And
I catch it in my hand, but I had my glove on.
Yeah.
So then my gloves were ruined. I had spent the whole time cleaning it up. Everybody around us knew it happened.
It smelled, and
it was sour milk.
She kind of gives us like a warning shot, right? She starts this like little coughing thing, and all of a sudden the last cough is just a wet cough, and it's just downhill from there. So we get to the reindeer experience here, and after we clean up Nora and get the puke all sorted out. We're gonna go see some reindeer. Yeah. And we go to this Arctic what is it called? Arctic Reindeer Experience?
Yeah, and it was a big, it looked like a giant teepee, but they have a name for it. So there's an indigenous tribe still in Tromsø in the northern part of Norway called the Sami people. They were so nice. So obviously generations have lived there, but they breed. Well, I don't know if they breed them.
No, they just migrate there. The 3,000.
Okay, so there's 3,000 reindeer. And then they migrate somewhere else, and these Sami people wait every winter for them to come back to mate.
They stay there for a certain amount of weeks.
So they had 300 that were marked for like their farm or whatever, and 300 females were just out in this big open field for us to feed and do sleigh rides.
Yeah.
And we went in the teepee. They had fires to keep us warm, but we essentially got to feed reindeer. And
by hand. We had like this little bucket full of food, and they would
all
just
the
come
ones
up
that you see in our picture are female.
Yeah.
Female reindeer still have the big horns.
Yep.
Which is actually, so then they told us all about the horns. It's all hormone driven. So females will have them, and then I think she said they fall off in May, and then they regenerate just kind of like fingernails. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
The sled riding was awesome. Nora Hated everything about the experience. Obviously, she puked on the way there, so she might not have been feeling well.
Yeah.
We sit her down on the sleigh ride, and these reindeer, the ones pulling us, there was one with big horns pulling us, and there was one of Andy's sleigh, and Andy was with Abel, and it was just walking next to Nora, just following Nora. And she was just belting out Jingle Bells.
Singing Jingle Bells.
She screamed and cried the whole 4 hours, except the half an hour on this sleigh ride. It was hilarious. It was amazing. I didn't care.
Like, you know the Dumb and Dumber scene when they're on the motorcycle and they have the frozen snot on their nose?
She was frozen.
Nora, frozen snot, yelling Jingle Bells.
Yeah.
Hilarious. We highly recommend that. That was fantastic. I mean, the people were great.
The Sami people were great. They fed us, was it reindeer stew?
They fed us reindeer stew
again. Definitely worth the money. It was amazing. The Sami people tell you, so they take you into their teepee and they tell you all about the Sami people. They sing traditional Sami music. They feed you a great meal, coffee on the
coffee, cookies for the kids.
There's no running water there, so there were outhouses. Oh gosh.
So not only did we have a bad experience with Nora to start the day, Abel had to go to the bathroom, and there was 2 bathrooms there. One was just like an outhouse, so we went to the outhouse.
Andy had a million layers on.
He did have a million layers on because it was freezing there. But I mean, ice on the floor of this outhouse. There was
lights.
No lights. There's candles around it. So I sit him on the toilet, and he goes. He gets pee all over himself because he can't see anything, and he slips and falls on the ice. He's just having the worst time in this poor little outhouse, but he's such a trooper, man. If you have toddlers, then the day can either go well or it can go extremely horrible, and you just gotta power through it. So that's essentially what we did. I hope he's not scarred for life. One thing that we did that was amazing, you could see the northern lights from our porch of our Airbnb.
Oh, we're going right into that.
Yeah, going right into it.
Well, and the reason that we stayed so far out of Tromsø is because we wanted to just be able to walk out and see them, and we knew that Airbnb reviews had said that you could see them. Okay, you can't tell now, but the kids are playing in the snow, and the sky is lit up with the northern lights. But obviously the video is not capturing it, but this is our witness. Our kids are playing in Norway in the snow under the northern lights. We didn't have to truck them around, although we said if we don't see them, we will put them in the car all night long and just drive around.
Yeah, we're getting the kids down, getting them ready, for the night. I'm in the shower with them. I get Nora out of the shower because didn't have bathtub in our Airbnb, but this gigantic stand-up shower. But I got Nora finished off. Mom's drying her off. I'm getting Abel done, and all of a sudden Sarah comes running in, like bursting in the door. Andy, the northern lights are out there. We have to go. She scares the crap out of me.
I thought there was
like a mass murderer in our house.
I have never in my life gotten the toddlers
Yeah.
Dressed so fast, not just dressed in clothes. I dressed them in their pajamas and layers and layers and hats and gloves, everything in record time. I was not about to miss them. Yeah. Their hair was wet. I didn't even care if they were sick the rest of the trip.
Yeah.
We're seeing these dang lights.
I mean, one of those experiences to where you are sitting with your kids looking up at these northern lights and they're just dancing in the sky. I can't even describe how beautiful they are.
No, we walked out and it wasn't... I thought they might be just like a haze. Like, oh, there's a hint of color.
No, they move.
Like, you know the scene in Frozen at the beginning after the ice? That's what it was. It was... Yeah. So you stops you in your tracks. You don't even have words.
Even our kids that are so busy and they're 100 miles an hour all the time stopped and they were looking up at him going, oh,
Abel called
Daddy.
It streaks. There's streaks in the sky. There's streaks in the sky. But he was upset because he didn't see any blue ones.
Definitely.
It's more... So our pictures turned out green, but it's not. It's all different colors.
Yeah.
No blue. It didn't really look blue. It was green, pinkish. Oh my gosh,
Red.
when you were like... So then we put the kids down. We went back out later because the Airbnb host was so gracious. He was messaging me like when they were coming out. And so later, after we put the kids to bed, he messaged me again and said, "Go out now. They're super strong." They were probably doubly strong than when we saw them with the kids.
Sarah and I were just out
But
there, yeah.
when we went out later that night, it was a windstorm, like a complete, utter, horrible. We had to duck behind the car because we were getting kind of pushed.
Yeah.
So we're ducking behind this car, and Andy kept going, Sarah, it looks like there's fire dancing. There's fire behind the mountains. And you could see the red just like shoot across the sky.
It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
The whole length of the sky. So like looking this way, there's the horizon. The entire, like, I didn't know it would take the whole length of the sky. I thought, oh, maybe off in the distance you might see some lights. It spans the whole.
It's definitely a bucket list thing. And we checked it off, and it's so amazing. And for people who've seen them, they can relate with us. But if it's one of your goals to go see those, my gosh, do it.
But I think when we were standing outside in that windstorm, it had to have been negative temperatures.
Oh, 100% it was.
Because then,
it was freezing.
So that was like, we still had probably, 3 nights left?
Yeah.
We only kept peeking out the window.
They didn't even care the rest of the time.
Oh, we saw him once. It's so damn cold. I'm not going out there again and waiting for him.
And I'm sitting here watching YouTube videos and all this thing. I'm trying to get the right settings on the camera to get them. Wasn't working at all.
So difficult to get
so difficult.
via camera.
Yeah, via camera. But Sarah downloaded this app. What's it called?
I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I just did
we'll put
Northern
it
Lights.
in the comments of that.
So that helped capture it. But even your video won't capture it. Nothing.
Yeah, and I probably have to get a very expensive lens, and that's really not in our budget right now.
There's nothing like watching Abel and Nora play in the snow with the Northern Lights. And with you. I'm sorry, I had a moment with you where I was just like, I can't believe we're doing this.
It was pretty amazing for sure. And it was romantic. It sounds a little bit romantic.
I told you that night, and I still think it might be the coolest thing honestly, it was the coolest thing next to childbirth that I've ever seen in my life. And maybe I feel obligated to say the childbirth part. So Tromsø itself they call it the Little Paris of the North. It's really quaint. It's right on a fjord. Well, there's fjords everywhere.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
It's a newer city.
It's a couple little strips of little shops and a lot of souvenirs. I mean, most people go to see the Northern Lights. There's a cable car. We didn't do it.
Yeah.
But there's a cable car up a mountain where you have this great view. You can see the Northern Lights. It's usually up there. You have a great view of the city.
If you just Google Tromsø, Norway pictures, you'll see pictures from the top of that mountain. And it is a cool town how it's all laid out in these strips.
There's a great bridge
islands.
over. The the only Protestant church that's wood in Norway was there.
Yep.
Oh, we went to the northernmost brewery.
Yep.
So Tromsø has a little brewery. Some really nice little restaurants. We had a great pizza place.
Yeah, a great family-oriented pizza place with a little kids place.
And the local people were putting mustard all over their pizza.
I don't know what they were doing with this pizza.
Drizzling
They
mustard
had
all
like
over
French's.
it. It wasn't cheeseburger pizza either.
No.
They have some weird traditions all the way up there.
What they were doing, but
We did go to, so there's a couple great museums in Tromsø. We went to the Polaria, which is their version of aquarium. It was it was small.
It's not as big as our living room.
But they had this awesome seal tank, and so we got to see the seals get fed.
Of the seals, and they had a couple different seals in there, like bigger seals and smaller seals, and this little play area for the kids. It was like a slide, And the slide's dangerous, by the way. You know, our friends, 54 countries later, our friends from Canada, have been there as well. And they told us, hey, watch out. And I was like, how bad can it be? You know, and all of a sudden, Abel comes flying down 100 miles an hour.
I said, maybe
and he's
they
like,
fixed
ow,
it.
Daddy, my elbow. I'm like, damn, they were right. They were right.
Yeah.
So watch out for that slide if you go to the Polaria.
And in the town square, there were ice sculptures.
Town square of Tromsø.
Well,
awesome
snow.
ice sculptures.
Was it ice or snow? Either way, I mean, they were elaborate. It was pretty neat.
I've been driving around in my car, looking for some kind of open bar. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Got no money, but I'll work it out with my charm.
Tromsø, Norway is amazing.
I wish we had, if we hadn't had toddlers, I would have driven around more to see more of the scenery.
We've done like the ice bar.
Yeah.
Maybe some more adventurous stuff.
I definitely would have went whale watching too.
Yes.
So we couldn't do it because the kids were too small. But you were guaranteed to see
whales.
Huge humpback whales.
Yeah.
I did eat some whale salami. Remember?
You did eat whale. She did eat whale, which is crazy. But yeah, it's definitely an amazing place. It's cold. I would love to see what it's like in the summertime. I bet it's just absolutely gorgeous in the summertime.
Yeah.
But you don't want to go to that place in the summertime. You want to see what it's like in the wintertime.
It's amazing.
But yeah, that's it for us. We'll put a bunch of links to what we did and where we stayed, all that fun stuff in the comments.
Go see the Northern Lights. You're guaranteed to see it.
Do it for sure.
Totally worth the freezing temperatures.
100% worth it. Can't recommend it enough.
And lack of wine.
And lack of wine. So stock up at the at duty free if that's your gig. If not, make sure you grab food if you stay in Airbnb. But if you stay in a hotel,
and try Reindeer. It's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely try the Reindeer.
And the local people are so nice.
If you've been to Tromsø or you've been anywhere up north of the Arctic Circle, let us know what you thought about in the comments. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your cousin, tell your mama, all that fun stuff. That's it for us. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you next time.
Bye.